This is the Roadtrek 190 Versatile. You can see it's got two solar panels on the side. They normally stay in that position, but they are designed to be tiltable if you want to. I usually face the sun on the south side, so they work very effectively that way, but winter time you can tilt them up a bit if you want to. On the top there's three more solar panels. Little trailer hitch, carrier. It plugs in there into the tow bar hitch, and it's actually removable. Here you can see inside the back door. I've taken down what is normally a wooden panel that runs across the back here, so that you've got access to step straight in or move, like you can put a kayak in through there if you want to carry it inside. There's the inverter down there. I'll just open this up a bit more by lowering the spare wheel, and I'll open up the back door. There again is a shot of the back, the rear end. You can see there's no wooden panel across here. I took it off here at this point, so this is now all open. You can open up the mosquito screen and just climb in and out through the back if you want to. And all the electrical stuff is down here. The batteries are under the seat inside, which I'll show you in a minute or two. In the back here we have the sine wave inverter. Very powerful. Will convert the battery power 12 volts to 110 volts AC, used to power the microwave, the air conditioner for a short period of time, and most of the things that would run off 110 volts AC. This is the panel with all the wiring on here, a couple of master switches. There's a switch in the corner down here which I've rigged up a little fuel pump, so that if you need to fuel the generator, portable generator, you can actually take the fuel out of the vehicle's fuel tank and just use that pump, and this fuel line to transfer it into the generator tank. Up here you've got the back of the display panels, which I'll show you on the other side. There's a cut-off switch for various things. There are fuses all lined in here for various things. The wiring goes up to the solar panels, and there's another wire coming out through this back door here, which comes out of this little plug in here for the ground solar cells. So you can run two or more solar cells into that to boost further charging capability. Coming inside, you've got the single door here, but you can also open it up as usual into the twin door. There is a mosquito net available here with a zipper in it, so you can actually let yourself in and out, keep the bugs out. Coming inside, that's the portable 12 volt plug-in dual freezer. There's two sides to it, both are controllable to freezers or a fridge, whichever you want to set them up for, and that runs off the 12 volt supply. Quick tour, look around. It's very standard. There's the Wii Boost to power up the cell tower amplifier system. The usual displays here, they're all standard. There's two outlets here for powering this. There's a plug-in fan here, which is also on a thermostat control that you can set up. And inside here on the front, I've got the tyre pressure gauge on all the tyres. Up here we've got this one over here is the reversing sensor, so you can tell when you're backing up how close you are to things. There is a camera system available here as well, which is laying down at the moment down over there, but that clips on and that can give you views through the front and also through the back. Rear view mirror, you can see where you're going or who's behind you. And it's a little bit Heath Robinson down here, but it could be tidied up. Just plug in these various devices here. Two solar panels for outside. They plug into the back door to give you extra charging capacity. This is one of the tables. There is a little piece in the floor as usual on the Roadtrek. Again, if you look at the standard Roadtreks, you'll see how this lot fits together. I'm not going to go over it. Two captain's seats are can be turned around, so you can face this way. This one and this one can be adjusted, so you've got an extra little bunk across here from here, with this seat folding down. Oh, sorry, with this seat revolving round, and then this back seat piece fits in between the gap here. It's quite clever. Here we've got the mirror on the door to the toilet, and also the shower unit. The shower unit works with the floor out here. The shower's in use when you're standing out here, and these doors open up to give you a closed-in piece here, which you can pull the door open there, and that just traps that one there. So that just fits there to block off a little bit of privacy there if you want it, or at night time if you want to keep the heat or the cool, whatever you're using, in this area where the sleeping compartment is. Inside here, the shower unit and the controls for the shower unit as usual. There's the vent here, standard vent. Open it up, turn it up, let it as much or as little air in out as you want to. And there's the shower track around here, and the shower curtain here, which will pull around so you can take a shower in here. Hot and cold water, works great. This is the top of the line composting toilet. These are really great, awesome. There's no smell in here at all. In fact, there's a small plug-in vent that takes any vapors that might come off and vents them out anyway, but not normally an issue. The toilet is very clever. Has this end for the number twos, obviously. This is if you want the pee side of it. The pee goes down into this bottle, which you take off and empty every couple of days. And the back, as it fills up, you've got a compost material in there, usually peat, which you stir in with a lever, and it dries it out, and you can take it out. Just tip these parts come off. You can take it apart and just dump the waste material. You can actually put it in a black sack and throw it in the garbage, or you can obviously put it on a compost heap or whatever. It doesn't smell. The only time that this stuff smells, which is what you get when you have a black tank, if you mix urine with the number two material, you will end up with sewage, and sewage stinks. If you keep it separate, they don't stink. The urine will eventually stink if you leave it for too long, so you empty that every few days. But it's a quick and easy procedure. It doesn't stink normally. So that's how that works. You can look that up online, just do some video YouTube checks, and you'll find out how these things work. But this thing is awesome. Well worth the money. It was a ridiculous amount. But anyway, again, that one closes down. Just push to and locks in place. On the other side, you've got the second drawer, which I cut down, this storage, so that to give it more capability for sleeping, which I'll go to in a minute. This is the storage cabinet here, and then some under storage there. And over on this side, we've got the sink with the cover here, hot and cold water through here. The pink is the antifreeze to flush through all the water tanks and the drains to stop anything freezing in the winter. Usual drawer unit here. This is a modification. This is where the fridge went, the Domatec. I didn't like it. Didn't work very well. In fact, it was useless. So I took it out and moved over to this Colry, which I really like, and it's portable, so you can take it elsewhere if you want to. So I built this cabinet area in here, and I also took a door unit or a cabinet that was underneath here originally, and put it here instead. So there's storage here. There's a little bit of storage behind there through this little back platform there if you want to hide stuff away. But storage there, This is very simple in that it just lifts up to a groove and drops in, so everything's secure, won't fall out. In here you've got the usual plumbing, which I won't go into because you can find that again by looking at a video on YouTube. Most area here I cut away. I took away a part of the cabinet that was up here originally to allow for more space in the seating area and allow for sleeping. I'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, more storage into these units here. Go back there on both sides. On that side, one on this side. This is a brand new air conditioning unit and it works great. It's got a remote control and you can operate it from the remote control, or you can set it up to work from the switches here. I have a little deflector here on the top, which when you pull it down, it can be made to deflect the air coming out the air condition straight down into this area, so it keeps it nice and cozy, and you can limit where the air is being used. I'll just press that back up again. There we go. Okay, so let's press back up on there. That can be removed completely if necessary, but I find it works really, really well to deflect the air and help it roll around in this area, which is mainly a seating area. Now you can see how open the back is. Crossboard that'll. The sleeping section here is the usual standard one with these extension areas down here, so you can actually sleep two sleeping bags, one down either side, into these spaces by moving the, or you can just do the traditional one of putting one of the tabletops, the one that's down in the front at the moment, put it across here, and then using the cushions you can fill this in, and this becomes a sleeping area which you normally sleep across ways on if you want to, but like I say, you can use that. I've also built these extension pieces down here which have little stilts to hold it up. You can pull these mattresses out a bit more and it gives you more width for sleeping if you're sleeping individually on the two sleeping bag setups. Down below here you can see the fuse system is standard under there, and on this side there's a water tank in behind this unit. Now underneath here I'll lift the cushions in a moment and show you what it's like. Over here we've got the charging system. At the moment I've turned it off for the winter, but if you turn on the solar panel here, there, and then turn it on down here to solar, the displays will wake up, and we've got two systems. One over here shows you the charging rate. You can see the battery's at 13.176. The charge rate, if there was any charge coming in, it would be there, but these batteries are charged up, so there's no charge going on. This is the voltage on the output where there is some sunlight, so if the battery was in use it will actually take some. In fact, this flashing light here means now it's starting to use some charge, small amount, about 0.1 of an amp, 0.01 of an amp, so it's trickle charging, but it will charge up considerably if the batteries need it. Down below here I put in these two measuring units so that if you turn something on you can actually get a readout of what's going on. This switch here, up here, is for the inverter, so if you press that and hold it, the green light comes on. You'll see that we've got these displays down here are reading as that. A little bit of draw for the inverters using some power, and up here you can see that at the moment we've got charge but nothing really going on. If I just step back and turn something on now, for example, you'll see now that there's a light on the microwave, so now the microwave is powered up and can be used. And the TV, by the way, around here is a 12 volt TV, so with a DVD slot in the side of it, so you can actually watch videos and over-the-air TV stations and so on. Now over here, if I turn on the gotta remember where the switch is. There we go. Turn on the air conditioner. You can probably hear it coming on. You can dial up the setting, and it's working already. There is a little controller, remote control for doing that. But that works very nice. Now, instantly feeling the cold. As I say, this piece here will deflect that down if you want it to. Very powerful air conditioning from the front as well when you've got the engine running or you're driving. So that does the job there, but this works really well. Just turn it off again. That's running purely off the batteries at the moment. So I'll turn it on again. And you'll see down here that there is some power being pulled now. Now this inverter here, I've got it's a ×3, so whatever amperage you see there, multiply it by 3, and that's what's actually being drawn when that's on. Or it's the bottom one actually. That one there we're drawing 1.26. Now we're drawing 3.71. But the top one you multiply by 3. So it gives you some of the idea of the power being used. If you look up here, you might see now that the amperage charge has gone up because we are pulling power out of the batteries, and there's some available sunlight, so it's putting some charge back in. You can also notice that the voltage is dropping here, and it's being run. Air conditioning takes a lot of power, and so you wouldn't want to run it very long. An hour at the most is probably what you're going to get. You can of course plug the whole system into shore power and run the air conditioner and everything else off the mains 110 volts plug-in from outside if you want to, or you can plug the generator in and run it off that too. So there are various options. Okay, I'm going to step back here, turn this off again, and I'll come down here again, just show that that's what we're left with. It's still picking up a little bit of charge, but less than an amp, not very much. And down here we've dropped back down on the drawer, and in the winter time I turn the solar. Okay, here's the view at the back. Still got the fly mesh, the mosquito screens up there, although you can't see it, but that's keeping any flies out. Curtains out the way. The original board that was across here I cut out because now we've got a lot of access and a nice view out the back. And I'll show you in a second the battery system underneath here. With the cushion removed, you've now got access to this panel here, which is where the batteries are stored. This just lifts out, and you can see there are in fact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lithium batteries. Lithium, what is it, LPPO4 or something I think is the term. They're wired up in parallel, so you've got 12 volts times the 100 amps on each one, I think. So yeah, so that's what it is. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 amps at 12 volts. That's quite a good capacity. Should power up things for a long time. In here you've got the usual traditional wiring system. It's been modified to allow for the these battery powered packs instead of the single battery that used to be in the lead acid one. Again, you can look that up online, but this is all available here. So the system, if you're not hooked up to an onshore plug-in at a campsite or something like that, if you're out in boondocking, this is what will keep you going. This and the generator, which if you want to use it, you can switch on the solar panels, leave them on. You can switch on the rest of it, turn the inverter on when you need the other things, all the lights in here are all I'll just turn this back on again so they come on. So you've got switch to turn on the gas water heater down underneath here. That's standard. You've got switches for the extraction fans and stuff for the oven. Over here, outlets 110 as usual. You can see there's an electric kettle here which I'll leave in here, and you can put toasters and anything else that runs off that, either shore power generator or solar power over a short period of time. So that's about it really. I think if you've got any more questions, there's the usual heat floor heater down there as well. That's a gas heater too. There's fire extinguishers around, some spare tools and spare parts. But yeah, it's been custom converted to make it more efficient for boondocking and off-grid use. But otherwise it's a really nice Roadtrek, as they all are. So if you like it, contact me and I can give you further information. Thank you.